We begin on the morning of the 27th of October, 1894, which is a Saturday, when Elsie, there's a knock on your door, your bedroom door. Tap, tap, tap.
Yes?
Miss Elsie? Agnes, one of the maids, leans her head round the door.
Yes?
I don't know what's going on. It's still very early in the morning. It's still completely dark outside at this point. I'm not sure what's going on, but the gentlemen have been up since the early hours and drinking, and there's been some running back and forth. Mr. Johnson and Mr. Emberath, I think Mr. Greaves as well, stayed the night over. Just to warn you that I think something strange may have occurred.
I will get out of my bed and throw on my dressing gown and, well, I guess now is the best time to go see what's going on.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson was asking around for alcohol in the early hours of the morning. I don't know whether... I didn't know what to do. You see, it's James's day off.
Well, then, I guess provide him a glass of spirits?
Very well.
No more than that, though. I fear, that he may not be able to keep his composure. Unless his composure is already out the window.
He did not seem particularly composed, miss. But it is... Given the occurrences of the last few days, what is composure, really? Nobody has locked anyone in any rooms. Nobody has started fighting. In fact, they all seem incredibly composed.
Well, what room are they in?
Mr. Johnson was just in his room this way. So, Maximillian, you have been awake since you emerged from the dream. The dread of returning to sleep still heavy upon you. And the last we left, you were sat there drinking... I can't remember if Ignatius was with you, or if I imagined that. But I believe you still had the skin folded beside you.
Yeah, I think it was John, if I remember correctly,
John.
who was still with me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And yeah, we were sitting there and contemplating what the hell just happened. And me trying to get down from like an adrenaline high.
Yeah, as the two of you sat there, Agnes returns with some requested booze and Elsie following on her tail. And you see John and Maximillian sat there, and I think it was just sat on a chair beside you. This...
Yeah, it's just on like a little wooden thing.
Yeah, so as you enter in, Elsie, can you give me a spot hidden, please?
How hidden is it?
Not very. But it's more like, does your eye fall upon it? Because it's not like being pointed out to you. For the time being, until they have drawn your attention to it, you haven't yet noticed the folded human skin sat on the chair.
It's folded. I wouldn't.
It's tiny. But you do see John and Maximillian.
What time is it actually? Is it like 4 a.m?
It is currently 5:30 in the morning.
Why is there a need for spirits at 5 a.m?
John, would you explain?
Well, time is relative. It may seem like morning to you, but we've been on a rather long adventure for several hours. It's quite late for us, and a need to relax.
I'm not gonna go to sleep.
No, not for a while.
Why?
Does this look, and I'm gonna just grab the folded skin, like something from a dream to you?
Give me a sanity roll, please, Elsie. If he holds up what is... Yeah, that is a human skin. There's still blood on it. Yes.
Well, that's a fail.
Okay, what did I... Give me a 1d3. I believe it was 0 loss for succeeding, but...
Oh.
Look, if you want to guard your sanity, stop doing it the same thing.
Oh, that's a 1.
Yeah, you lose 1 point of sanity. It's just like, yeah, that is a human skin. Maximillian is holding a human skin at 5:30 in the morning in the guest bedroom of the society.
Now, I know what it looks like, but really, it was a lion's pelt, at least until extremely recently.
Did you wander in the night, asleep, and skin one of our neighbors?
No. We were asleep, and we kind of were asleep together. I was just like dreaming of a hunting trip, completely normal thing, right? With like a gun, and in a forest, and then I saw the others, and I saw a lion, and so I shot the lion. And what do you do when you shoot a lion? You skin it. And I took the skin with me.
You don't want to waste it.
And then the dream got weirder, and Ignatius died in the dream.
Yes, I did.
Stopped.
Yes, I did. Threw a comment at a monster, and I walk in with all the alcohol that I have on me, which is a considerable amount. Max, I think you'll probably be near this.
Get
there you go.
There.
This is the good stuff. John, pay attention. Thank God I didn't actually pay for that myself. But yes.
Where was I?
You were talking about how I had died and you had skinned
right.
the
there
thing.
Was like a whatever thing?
It was Doug, I believe.
No. That was.
Oh, the library?
I don't know. It was. So there was a library suddenly, and then there was. You were running out, getting a weird pile of gold, and then this creature came and it stomped you, and it got hit by a meteor. It was complete bullshit.
Yeah, so here's a quick way of explaining it, Elsie. We had a shared dream where we could conjure things if we tried hard enough and had enough mental acuity, I suppose. And essentially, we were all hanging out in this dream, and a lion showed up. A lion had attacked us before. It's contextually, I don't really care about that. It sounded boring. And then Maximillian conjured a gun, shot it like the big hero that he is. Skinned it, and it was a pelt. And then we started testing our abilities. D'Angelo made a magnificent library. I ran out and made a bunch of money. Yeah, proceed. Yes.
Keeper, is Agnes still in the room?
Agnes is...
Yes, okay, you're muted, but yes.
Yes, Agnes is. She's still like standing by the doorway, just looking between you all.
I'm going to speak to her while they're talking. Please fetch like 3 pots of coffee.
3 pots of coffee,
Booze.
yes. Should I get some breakfast on as well, miss?
Yes, I think lots of eggs and some toast.
Oh, hey, Agnes, could you, I know you don't work for me, but could you ring D'Angelo and ask him to come over?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You are phenomenal. So yeah, anyway, then that monster stepped on me. I threw a comet at it. After I tried to turn myself into a sword. That didn't really work out very well. And then I threw a comet at it, and it was like, ow, that really hurt. And then it stepped on me. I died. But I got better, so, here I am. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong here.
Keeper, while he is continuing to talk, I am going to actually snoop around the entire room looking for any opiates.
That. So this is Maximilian's room, I believe, or at least the room Maximilian has been using. Or were you in the?
I think we were in John's room because I was running around with a skin in my hand and trying to find somebody to talk to.
Give me a spot hidden, please, Elsie. As Elsie is searching the room, as Ignatius is continuing to recount the events of his dream, which the more you say it, like, it was a shared dream, but it was still a dream, and some of the details become muddled and hazy and dreamish.
Yeah.
Across the city, D'Angelo, did you go back to sleep again after waking from your own dream, or are you still awake?
You would still be up and would be writing down what he's learned about the dreaming in the book.
Yeah. As you are scribbling away, your phone rings.
Yes, hello.
Mr. Williams, this is Agnes from the Society. Mr. Emberath asked if I could call you and asked if you were free to go over. And I've realised halfway through this that I entirely forgot to do Agnes's voice. West Country. Remember West Country.
I suppose so. Do they need me to be there immediately, or can it wait until the sun is up?
I mean, I'll be a fair few hours yet. I'm putting breakfast on. If you fancy.
I will be there as soon as I can.
And she waits for you to put down the phone because she believes that her putting down the phone would probably be rude. So.
Angela will hang up and get dressed as appropriate and make his way over.
Elsie, you do not find any opiates stashed away in John's room. There seems to be no obvious source for this mass hallucination and insanity that seems to have struck in the society.
Are there any alcohol bottles?
Oh, yes, there
other
are
than
those.
the ones that Ignatius just brought in?
I think one bottle that I had found immediately after waking up, and that's already empty. And the one that Ignatius just brought in is probably also nearing its end.
I'm going to check and smell it and see if maybe there may have been something wrong with what was in the contents of that bottle.
I say, the sniff skill needs to be invented. I'm gonna say either a spot hidden, or if you have any kind of chemistry, biology, or other pharmacological, perhaps medicine, would give you a more accurate response if you have any skill in recognizing medicinal compounds.
I have natural world, psychology. It doesn't want to scroll. Hold on, just a moment. I'm looking. History.
Yeah, if you don't have anything you would rather use, just give me a spot hidden.
Oh, that one's a success.
It smells of alcohol. Strong alcohol. Which could explain a lot of this.
Which kind of alcohol?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Not the best whiskey, but a moderately good whiskey. This is not the finest whiskey.
All right. I am going to leave the room and go to check Maximillian's room.
Okay. So yes, give me another spot hidden as you continue searching around. Is your intention to essentially search all the rooms?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you spend some time searching. digging around the rooms, you find... Well, I mean, they don't live here, they're just staying over here. So you find a few trinkets and belongings that Maximillian might have in his room. Yes, his bed does have bloodstains on it from the skin, the felt. If Ignatius has left any of his various powders in his room rather than on his person, you would find them. But I don't know whether he leaves them behind or carries them in his pockets.
You'd find some. You would certainly find some. Like, I don't have all of it on me. I mostly brought the alcohol. So.
All right. I'll place that into the pocket of my house coat. And any alcohol bottles?
I think he took most of the alcohol with him to the other room.
Empty bottles.
Lots of empty
yes.
bottles. Oh, yes.
I'll count those. Are any of them absent?
I mean, you don't know what's not... You don't see any bottles which are not there.
All right. I'll go back into Mr. Greaves' room. I found these powders. And I have found... How many bottles did I find that were empty?
12.
12 empty spirit bottles?
I was thirsty. My powders.
I highly doubt you drank all of them on your own.
Well, not tonight. I don't want to be insulting, but the housekeeping hasn't been great. They've accumulated. I live here. Remember?
And housekeepers do their jobs.
Well, they kind of hate me, so I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying, I don't blame them for hate. We've had the ups and downs. We're working it. We did not. Okay, Elsie, I swear to you on my capes that we did not just sit around snorting powders, drinking a bunch of alcohol, and then all went to bed around the same time.
This is the second bottle.
Right. That's the second. He's doing great. Moderation. He's breaking the slump.
Wait. Yeah, this standoff, this discovery has taken some time. So by the time you sort of reach this point, you've done some searching and explaining. There's a smell. Coffee has been either brought up or presented downstairs. There's a smell of cooking wafting up from the kitchen. And D'Angelo arrives at the society in time for breakfast.
Breakfast is downstairs. Let's go. I am going to watch every one of them leave the room before I leave the room.
Elsie, could I have a word with you in private, please? It's not about this.
Yes, just a moment.
I'm going to try to walk down the stairs towards the...
Give me a dexterity roll, please.
I just asked Mr. Greaves to help him down the stairs.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine. I'm good.
You can have a bonus die if you're accepting help. You're fine. You're good. You're fine.
I'm good. It's not the first time I've been drunk.
I close the bedroom door and I guess wait for Ignatius to speak.
I just wanted to talk about the thing that happened between you and I. You know, when you beat the snot out of me, literally and figuratively. And we shared the moment out in the rain. Remember, you beat the crap out of me and then went out in the rain.
Yes.
Well, I wanted you to know my wounds are mostly healing. And I just wanted to say that I'm glad that we had that moment together. It did a lot for, at least on my end, for building trust and respect. But I do give you my word, all Ignatius-isms aside, that we were not having an alcohol-laden, drug-laden night and then had some strange shared dream. It was a shared dream in the esoteric sense. And I understand your skepticism towards me. I've earned it. And I understand your skepticism towards Max right now, because given the state that he's in. But John Greaves, while horrible at not setting things on fire, is an honorable man, and I'm sure that D'Angelo will offer some illumination as well. But I just want you to know that when I tell you something and I'm being serious, I am telling you the truth. I would not lie to you, especially in your own home.
I am just trying to find alternatives to what may possibly have been happening, and if maybe something was contaminated that you all consumed and could have done this. The fact that Mr. Johnson woke with a human skin is not okay.
No, it's horrible. He came to my room first. I tried to give him counsel. He did not take it. I think, how do I put this? He shot and killed a lion. He skinned the lion. When I died, I woke up and felt like I was crushed for a second. There's some type of transfer that comes from the dream world in that setting to here. And, I think, in my opinion, we should be comforting Max, because he might have, maybe that skin belonged to the lion and that person woke up and they're fine. They might have woke up being completely skinned and died one of the worst deaths you could possibly imagine. The only thing that would make it worse is like if clowns were involved, right? But I think that maybe we should try to support Max, because I've never seen him shaken before. That's all.
No, definitely we should support him and remove the evidence.
Oh, yes, I'm very good at that. Let's burn it.
See if it is, in fact, something that happened in the real world. It may very well have been that he decided to, in his sleep, hell, maybe all of you went on a nightly stroll in your sleep, and whatever you did actually happened.
I think, so this is going to sound strange, but given what we know, it is much more likely that we had the dream excursion, is what I'm going to call it, than we all had some shared weird sleepwalking real world experience. Which I know that sounds more plausible than what I just but this is our reality. But God, that coffee smells good, and I usually hate it because coffee is the anti-alcohol, but whew,
Yes,
it smells good.
Let's go to breakfast.
That's right. After you.
And I go.
So yes, if there's anything you wish to discuss, breakfast spread is laid out before you. It's up to you whether you want to simply eat your breakfast and move on with your day, or whether there are more matters of unfinished business to be resolved over coffee and eggs and bacon.
Assume there was a reason for us to meet at this hour?
Yes, D'Angelo, could you tell Elsie about our dreams?
Yes. It is.
Did you drink? Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but did you drink or snort anything before you went to bed?
No.
Okay.
No, I do not partake in such activities, despite the more fanciful natures of what you were most likely told. The world of dreams is a very real place. Miss Carter and I have experienced it more than a few times, so did the doctor. It is dangerous, and for lack of a better word, confusing. It is unknown if the things you see inside are real or representative of something else, which is why I warned us to not harm things if we did not have to. But I assume you are not looking for a educational explanation of occult matters. Was there something specific you wanted to know?
Oh no, that would be perfect. I don't want to contaminate anything that you're saying. It's important that your words are your own. I'll leave it at that. Could you proffer a little bit more of an education and then walk us through your recounting of the dreams? Max, you might want to slow that down just a smidge, and that's coming from me. Oh, who am I kidding? Live a little. Here, I'll join you. Always have the extra.
Right. Well, since me and Miss Carter experienced it, the world of dreams is a parallel world to our own, where the things you experience are only somewhat real. You can be hurt, but not truly killed. Usually you're woken up, though I cannot guarantee that happens every time. It is believed by ancient peoples that the world of dreams is used by deities to communicate with us, though I cannot prove it. If you find yourselves in a forest like we did, it could represent as having options or being afraid of something. Things that visit us could be real or figments of our imaginations or potential solutions to our problems. It is very unlikely that it is truly harmful, though I cannot guarantee anything. And then D'Angelo will recount the dream as per what he experienced.
And you find that his recounting of the dream matches up uncannily well with what the others told you. Like, it is the same dream, the same story, with perhaps a few minor details of focus and change from what he saw versus what they saw. But it is the same dream.
If you were to find yourself in a similar position in the future, I would recommend carving out a safe place for yourself. It should bring at least a little stability compared to the world around you.
Oh, D'Angelo. I want you to know the skin wasn't the only thing that came back. And I pull out the gold coin that I had, that came back with me, and I flick it over to D'Angelo. Take a look.
Do I recognize the coin in any way? Is it, denoting like a culture or a country?
Oh, that is a very good question. Give me appraisal, archaeology, or history. Your choice. And you get slightly different information.
Success.
So this gold coin is old. It depicts a spirit. It depicts it. It looks to be English, perhaps. There's Latin writing on it, and seems to depict a let's say Henry VII.
Am I able to
It's
read
very
the Latin?
old. Yes, I believe it would say something along the lines of Nericus Rex.
Is old. From what I can tell, it is real. Though I would recommend visiting a proper appraisal to find out if it's worth anything or not.
Well, it's a gold
This
coin.
is amongst still risky. I cannot tell you for sure if it is safe to keep anything or to bring anything out of that place. Especially after Mr. Johnson's experience.
Well, I'm not as rich as I should be, but I'd feel bad if I sold it or exchanged it and then I cursed somebody. I also feel bad if it had magical properties that'd be useful and I lost out on them. Oh, now remember, I'm trying to be less Ignatius-y. So, just a thought. How about I take the gold coin, slather it up in butter, and swallow it? That way I keep it safe, and then any possible powers I would absorb. You're all giving me the Ignatius.
No.
Don't ever say that again. Look.
Yes.
I was just a thought. It was just a thought.
I would recommend not doing that. I would be more careful about taking things, though.
It came back to me. I didn't mean to take it.
I can assure you that it is unlikely that Mr. Johnson hurt someone through their dreams. Chances are, if what he brought back is real, it is something that was allowed to be taken by whoever owned it previously, so it is more concerning that we will probably have a visitor soon.
I don't know how to say this politely. I just don't care about whoever got skinned. Like, it's not like we did anything wrong on purpose.
And you would think, though, that have any of us looked at the morning's papers? I mean, I'm sure that they would make a big deal
Not been delivered yet.
out of someone waking up without their skin one morning, or the fact that London was trashed by this half duck monster that went rampaging.
Or hit by a comet.
Yeah.
I believe it is more likely that whoever skin it is will use it to extract some sort of debt between us, very similar to the situation Ignatius is currently in. I don't believe they will be a normal person.
That's just so pessimistic. I mean, how? Like, think about this. They're like, I was a lion, and then you shot me and skinned me. It's like, yeah, do you want it to happen again? No? Then get the fuck out. I mean, it seems easy. I'll be like, you see this Maximillian right here? You think he's bad in your dreams. He's a walking nightmare in real life.
So, why don't you return the skin
Wait,
back with you into the dream world and return it?
it's pretty perverse. Hey, did you forget this?
I mean, you could do the same with the gold coin.
No! I made it. It's mine.
Are you sure you made it and not someone discreetly giving it to you?
Oh, no. I said, give me the money. And I said, make that money. And I made the money.
Who gave you the money?
Me? I made it happen. I'm Ignatius.
Why did the skin show up and not the gun?
Because you're unlucky.
We are new visitors to the dream world, and yet we were able to display abilities that would be considered impossible under ordinary circumstances. I assure you, someone with more experience could do unheard of things. It's possible that you kept the things they wanted you to keep, and that when they come to see us here, they may have additional requests of us to pay back whatever debts they believe we now owe them.
Yes, exactly. That's my concern, is the debts that are now owed. Because I highly doubt that you were able to take things out of the dream world on your own accord. Mr. Williams, would it be possible that there is someone in control of the dream world?
It is possible. There are likely people of great power there. I do not know if the world itself is owned by anyone. The beings that me and Miss Carter experienced are different than the ones we experienced this time. It may be a Wild West, so to speak.
Excuse me. I have to excuse myself. I don't feel so great right now. I will see you all later. And I go back to my room.
Okay. As Ignatius departs from his room and the rest of you complete your breakfast, Maximillian by this point is really quite drunk. Not in a good state. And Is there anything anyone else wishes to do with their morning before the outside world intrudes?
What if we have a chance to look at it? We'd like to have a look at the skin to see if there are any unusual marks upon it. I mean, other than just
Yeah, if you just want to look at it, you can take the time to look at it. If you want to try and glean anything additionally from it, I'm guessing medicine or something along those lines if you're trying to sort of determine whose skin it might be.
I'm looking for any sort of like birthmarks or unusual scarring. Anything
Okay,
like that.
yeah, give me, I can say, we'll use the catch-all spot hidden then, see if you can notice anything of note. Studying the skin in great detail, but you don't notice any striking birthmarks or distinctive scars. It's quite an unmarred skin. Whoever's skin this was, they weren't that old, you don't think? There's not much lining and wrinkling. I don't think the head would, like, I'm trying to think, if you're skinning a lion, which bits you're including and not including. I've never skinned a lion. You reckon as you're looking over, this was probably a man's skin? And that they were fair-haired. But other than that, you don't really find much else out.
Okay, fair-haired isn't it almost tawny like a lion?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
While they're doing that, I want to actually do some research on various deities that would potentially control dream worlds and things of that nature. Of course, this is probably going to be mostly like Greco-Roman of the sort, but
Yeah.
I will also be doing that.
All
Yeah, they
right.
would.
To the libraries. Anyone who wants to be involved with that, give me a library use roll.
Sure.
that's an extreme success for me.
Can I roll occult instead? I'm better at that.
I mean, if you're just thinking of you know yourself, then that would be occult. If you're researching the library, that would be library use. It's your choice.
I already rolled. It's fine. I already rolled.
You know what? There you go.
I was going to say, you currently have a penalty die on, unless specified, all rolls. But yeah, you can't think of anything right now. Yeah, so as you start digging into the library downstairs, Ignatius, what were you up to upstairs going back to your room?
I want to go back to sleep anyway because I am kind of tired, but as I've done in the past, as I lay my head down to sleep, I say, Midnight, I would like to talk with you, please.
Okay, you're trying to make contact. Give me a power roll, please. As you try to sleep, you try sink down into dreams. And this time the stare is not there. Instead you're in the dark room, shadows around the table lengthening. And in the darkness you can feel a presence close behind you. Near you, yet out of sight.
Hello.
Waiting.
How are you?
You call upon me?
Yes.
Expect me to come at your bidding?
No, I don't. I just asked. That's all. I know I have no power or domain over you, but, I thought that I would ask. Respectfully, of course.
Why do you come to me?
I start to... I have a question about the dreaming. And I start to walk through... I take it from the top and work my way through. I'd go through, but, I don't want to bore the audience. Type of thing.
You're recounting everything you saw and remembered and did in the dream.
Right. And so midnight, I ask this. Um, is there any, pardon the pun, but could you proffer any illumination on the the lion skin and the gold coin?
I do not bring illumination. Not into the darkness.
Could you proffer some midnighty insight on the lion skin?
The
And
world of dreams may touch upon the waking world. And where two things touch, things may step betwixt the two.
do you think somebody woke up with no skin?
I have no cause to ponder the absence of a mortal skin.
Does that mean that you don't care enough to think about it, or you don't
Indeed.
know? Oh.
Though if you wish to wake without your skin, I could arrange that.
I do not wish that, and I think that that would probably impede our wager. But I know I could not stop you from doing anything that you wanted. And I mean no disrespect. Is there anything that you know that you'd be willing to tell me that could help?
There are many gods that walk in dreams. Not all are as kind as me.
No, you are most magnanimous. Oh, so you're saying that he might have shot and killed a god or somebody that was
I
friends
do not
with a
think
god.
your friends could kill a god.
Well, that does make sense. But we might have, by doing that, we might have upset a god. That might have been like a god's guest or something like that. Oh.
You
Did
feel
you- by
her
any chance-
presence begin to pull away back into the darkness.
Wait, before you go, did you see the comet? That was pretty awesome. Right? The comet, you saw it? Yeah.
It takes more than falling space dust to interest me.
Oh. Tough crowd. Well,
I have watched the stars fall for longer than your kind have lived.
Well, when you put it like that, that's pretty impressive. Hey, do you think you can make me a god?
And you feel as she pulls away into the darkness once more, leaving
Oh,
you
that's it.
alone with your dreams.
I'm going to try to conjure a comet, just to see if I could.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you a dreaming check for can you take control and make this lucid dream.
Hard success.
The windows of the room tremble, and there's a bright flash of light as a comet comes plummeting through the ceiling, and you awake with a start.
Oh!
And I need a sanity roll for your encounter with Midnight. And I really need to remember what. You only lose 1 point of sanity.
Down to 40.
But
Oh.
awake,
You know what?
untouched, and unharmed.
As I wake up, I think to myself, you know, I'm probably going to keep that encounter to myself. Keep that one to myself.
Meanwhile, downstairs in the library, everyone's been digging into the books to various degrees of success. D'Angelo, you've not found much. Whoever arranged this library didn't use a system that's quite to your liking. And also, Elsie and John are in the way of the section that you're trying to get to. And they seem to have nabbed all the most relevant books off the shelf before you could get your hands on them.
Yeah, but they're on the desk now.
Yeah. So laid out on the desk, there are many gods related to dreams that have been mentioned in mythology and myth. From Morpheus, who is the Greek. We've got Morpheus, son of Hypnos. There's many gods of dreams that are said to be able to change their shape into other humans and into animals and even inanimate objects, and they walk amongst the dreams. They are shifted in shape and form. And throughout all cultures, all sorts of mention in these books are many, many other gods of dreaming. And other stories of gods that are encountered in dreams. Both gentle, kindly gods of dreams and horrible nightmare gods. Are you looking for any particular information? Like, what is the question you're trying to answer here, Elsie?
I am looking for which gods would generally allow for this to happen, and which ones may have been based on some of the esoteric stylings of deities.
Okay, so because beyond, you find yourself flipping through a translation of Metamorphoses, which talks a lot on dream gods. There's mention of the 1,000 sons of Somnos who is sleep, who appear in dreams of form of beast and bird or the long serpent. But you set that aside, like, they're Greek gods, but they don't match up with the gods you've read of in books, which are much more
Sinister?
monstrous and sinister in form. And you do find a mention in one of Sir John's old sort of scribbled, pieced together, like, bits of journals and writings of a god who walks in dreams. And the reason this catches your eye in particular is a brief mention of a god who walks in dreams and takes many forms, that of a kindly man who offers greeting, and that of a skinless man who offers only death.
Does it name it?
It names him only as the Skinless one.
I think this might be it. Mr. Williams, are you familiar? Does this look familiar to you at all?
Do I recognize this name? This person?
You can give me either occult or mythos. These will give me different bits of information, or dream lore.
Both? Extreme success.
Yes. It doesn't seem to match up really with Maximillian's deeds, in that what you know of the Skinless one doesn't mention any lions or people skinning him, but you have in your readings and writings come across mention of the cult of the Skinless one, which is said to be active out in Constantinople, and then beyond that across Europe. And it might have come up in a conversation with Mortimer at some point as well. Mention of the Brotherhood of the Skin, who are worshippers of this skinless god, who are said to slay the skin from both their sacrifices and their enemies. I mean, you're finding this, you're thinking, this is horrific and definitely occult related, but as far as you're aware, Maximillian was not a member of this cult. This is the
heard
only
of
sort of
it.
god mention that mentions both dreams and people being skinned.
I've heard of this being that has a cult that operates out near Rome or Constantinople. The doctor knew a bit more than I did, though as far as I'm aware, Mr. Johnson isn't a part of their organization. I also don't recall anything about lions in particular. Of course, it is possible that Mr. Johnson projected such a shape on to this being. It is desire to hunt something.
You know,
There's something bugging me about it, though.
do I find...
Mr.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mr. Johnson never explained or stated that the lion attempted to defend itself from him, which aligns more with the old stories of the Fae, their attempts to force contracts or debts with humans. It was said that if you attack a Fae without provocation, you find yourself trapped for hundreds or thousands of years or some such thing.
So, what you're saying is that this very well possibly could have been an entrapment from Mr. Johnson with someone with the skinless ones wanting him to do things.
If I might add something to this. The night prior to this, I had had a dream in which I had met a lady in green who was looking for someone, a man, a paramour perhaps, who she described as having many of the features of the lion, golden hair, that sort of thing. And then towards the end of that dream, I was attacked by a lion, and I imagine succumbed to it just before waking up. I'm not sure if this adds anything to it or not. And then possibly I reconjured it in the second dream.
Deeper does that ring any bells for me?
I mean, if you're thinking about already on the lines of myths of Fae, shapeshifters, so we're talking about Fae and Greek gods, myths of lovers shapeshifting into animals or being shapeshifted into animals, and abundant, almost too abundant. From your memories of reading, I don't think it would match up with any one specific definite thing that you've read or know. This is all more connections.
It is possible. It is possible that our actions have started to be noticed by other creatures. Nadia's encountered something. If I recall correctly, Miss Carter had encountered another being. We have begun to interfere in dangerous things. It is possible that more beings are attempting to carve a place or to gain control over us. There are many stories of creatures, of gods, of fae, of anything, taking shapes to confuse or to harm humans. Most of Zeus's stories are in that vein, so it is possible. I am worried that this is another attempt to put Mr. Johnson in a similar position as Ignatius, to gain control over a potential asset.
Keeper, am I awake? Oh, sorry.
Yes, you are awake.
I would like to try to find the rest of the society members.
Yeah, they're downstairs. It's this in the library. By now, it's sort of late morning, getting through probably around lunchtime. They've been spending time reading, going through books. They're downstairs with books arrayed behind them, listening to D'Angelo sort of putting the pieces together.
Oh, hi. I have an idea. Hope I'm not interrupting.
Ignatius.
John. Not Jonathan. John.
Yeah, thank you.
Jonathan's a slightly stronger name. So I have an idea. Why don't we, since there's like we dream, but we take stuff back with us and blah blah blah, all that stuff. How about we go and try to find a circus or like a lion trainer or a place in the city or the surrounding area where there might be people who deal with lions and wild animals?
To what end?
Well, let's say we went and we found a circus where there's a lion. And
Okay.
they're like, oh no, our lion trainer woke up and doesn't have any skin. That could, be solve a lot of mysteries. I'm just
Are you
saying.
So should we
mean-
go to, say, Piccadilly Circus?
You can pick whatever circus you want. I've never heard of a dilly circus, but anyway, John, you need to be less whimsical. This is serious. Oh God, you need to take this seriously. Be more like me, John. Be more like me. So
Would like... No, I'm not going to correct you on the actual existence of Piccadilly Circus being a roundabout.
So, yeah, in a roundabout way, you do have the right idea, John.
Yeah, you go.
I'm just saying, if there's any crossover between dreaming and dreamers coming back and forth, then maybe in place where there's lions, people who deal with lions, there might be something.
What time is it now, Keeper?
Let's say about midday.
I'm going to go look for a newspaper.
Yeah, you can. The morning newspaper would be around the house somewhere. Yeah, flipping through. There are no lion or skinless man reported events. So,
And when I have a chance,
seem to
just
be in the clear so far.
when I have a chance to just ask D'Angelo, Max and Ignatius came back from the dream with things. I did not. Did you?
No. There were a few papers scattered about my living quarters, but nothing of concern.
I honestly think you should all try to go back into the dream world and return the things that came with you.
But I like money.
And who's not to say that money is cursed?
Who would curse money?
At this point, as you hear a knock, knock, knock at the
Oh,
front
I'll
door.
get it. I love it. I sprint to get to the door, see if I can beat James.
James is
It's
off.
James's day off.
Oh, so I definitely beat him. I swung open the door.
And standing on the doorstep, looking rather nervous and uncertain, is a young man with curly brown hair.
Is it John Tabletop?
It is indeed John
I'm gonna
Tabletop.
I'm gonna yell, "Hey everybody, it's John Top Table," and I'm gonna look at him and I go, "You're a little shit. You know that?" That was rhetorical. Get in.
Ah, no, thank you. He steps inside. Is this the London Esoteric Society?
No, this is a sandwich shop. Yes, this is. It says it outside. You idiot. Get in there. No, stop talking.
Wait,
No one wants.
have we met?
Yes. Multiple times. You have a bad memory and you're rude? Oh my. You need to get in there before I start making fun of you and hurt your feelings. I might date your mother.
Wait, have
too.
we met?
Yes.
When did we?
You don't. If you don't remember, then obviously you don't remember.
No, I don't remember.
What part of get in are you?
Yes. He kind of follows your direction.
I swear, my battle librarian is gonna skin you a lot. Skin.
Good morning.
Mm.
Oh,
His
good
eyes
morning.
flick over. He does recognize John.
We meet again.
He probably also recognizes me from the
Yeah.
little bit of a
He
walking
recognizes
through.
John first, and his eyes. He starts to get, you were the light, and his eyes flick over to Maximillian, and you see him take half a step back. You accosted me on the street yesterday.
Hmm.
Is there something you can be helped with?
Yes, I heard that you are a society that aids in the investigation of unexplained matters.
We knew already that there was something, which is why I was trying to follow you, but I was really not really good at it.
The unexplained matter is the things you were looking up in my library, and then rather suddenly disappeared.
Well, yeah, I wasn't supposed to be in the library. I don't have a library card.
Mm-hmm.
Look, sorry, my name is Hubert Carterhow.
Is that your real name?
Yes.
This time?
Yes, I'm bad at lying, okay? I'm bad at making up names. That is my real name.
All right, then.
Look, do you know anything about dreams?
Yes. Yes, we do, you little shit. Sit down.
He sits down.
Okay. As he sits down, try to pick his pockets.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand here. This is gonna be hard because...
Oh, I thought it'd be easy because he's scared of me and super nervous. And...
Yes, but also you don't notice if someone... Like, it's not like he's distracted by excellent street entertainment. You know,
This is true.
Right there.
In my head, I was like, I'm behind him. He's looking over there. I'm yelling at him. He's flummoxed. Oh,
Yeah, but he's acutely aware of what. What?
Yeah. You see what I did? I tried to rob you. You know why I tried to rob you? Since you stole and wasted our time, I wanted to steal from you. This is called equity. It's in the Bible, and you'd know that if you had a library card. Now sit.
Sorry, I'm sorry for bothering you. I will leave.
No, you will sit down, or I will lose my temper and
You just
unleash my
accused me
wrath
of wasting
upon
your
me.
time. I thought you were sending me away.
I was no, you moron. I was talking about in the
Everyone!
past.
Stop!
Oh, you made her mad. You're screwed.
Thanks, this was really loud.
She knows.
My apologies, miss.
She's an incredible brawler.
Would you please begin by explaining why it is that you have come to request our assistance?
Yes. I think somebody has put a magic spell on my sister.
Why
All right.
do you believe such a thing?
She believes that she is going to marry a prince that she met in her dreams. And now spends most of the day asleep trying to find him in her dreams. And my father has had doctors from all over London and has
Could you describe her?
no answer.
Do you have a picture of her?
I do not have a picture of her, but she has brown hair, about this long. She is the same age as me.
Does she wear
Yes.
green a lot?
It's her favorite color. Do you know my sister?
Interesting you should say that. I believe we've met in the dream world.
You see him eyeing you with suspicion.
No, she
You
was
met
simply
my
asking.
sister in the dream.
I met her. She was looking for someone.
Okay, so you're not the man that my sister is looking for.
No, she was not looking for me.
Not yet.
Did she mention a lion, perhaps?
A or a man that she was looking for that had the features of a lion or similar attributes like golden tawny hair.
Yes. How did you?
It
Seems quite impressed now by society's skill.
It seems that several people, possibly more in the city, may be sharing dreams or having very similar ones. Is she currently asleep?
She was asleep when I left. An hour ago.
Well, I have bad news.
Yes.
You know what? Just had a moment of clarity. I'm not the one that should give you the bad news about this. It will probably
Look,
make it worse.
I'm looking for some way to lift whatever spell or look. I can say this sounds somewhat insane, but lift whatever spell or enchantment has been placed on my sister.
Oh, insane! I
Return
felt
her to the
I had a
waking
I had a
world of
dream
sanity.
ritual. I had a dream ritual that killed all of my friends and ruined my life, and now a god is chasing me. Literally and
Yes,
figuratively.
we will not be doing that. If you're able to, perhaps you can bring your sister here.
I will do so. I was looking for a way to maybe if I could go into her dreams and see what was going on. There were a lot of great books out there.
Don't. 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 It's not a good idea.
That's
Just-
why I was looking for those books in the library before. Just you know.
Can I psychology check him?
Yeah. Are you trying?
I want to see if he's lying. I don't know what the role would be for that.
Now that would be psychology, trying to sort of get a read on him.
Oh, not even
It's
close.
it's hard to tell. He seems very nervous, but whether he's nervous because he's lying or he's just nervous, you're not
That's
sure.
fair.
But I can bring my sister here.
So sister said anything else that
Although
was
she
strange?
might be suspicious if I tell her you're a Esoteric Society.
Did she mention anything else odd
She
or
mentioned-
specific?
Look, she started acting odd about a month ago, after we returned to the city, and look, ever since then she keeps talking. At first she didn't really say what it was, and then we got talking, and she said she was going to marry a man with a beautiful prince with golden hair, and then she stopped going out much.
Ooh. You said returned. Where'd she go from? Or where'd she come back from?
Oh, we'd been staying with a family friend out of the city. For
Oh,
a few
name
weeks.
and address, please.
Lord Jerome Malmsey, Copperfield Manor.
Copperfield Manor. How do you spell the last name? I'm sorry.
Malmsey. Malmsey, I think.
Okay. Anything weird about the Malmseys, other than their horrible last name?
I mean, there's a guy that tried to
No, the lovely country estate.
He's the one that wanted the bracelet.
Oh, you are so fucked. Okay.
I mean, he's not got it. So
Yeah.
If you need a reason to bring her here, for her to actually want to come here, tell her that there is a psychic here that can put her in connection with her prince.
We'll do so. Yes, that is a good idea. I will fetch my sister here. Be gentle to her. She's has a delicate constitution.
We might give her a little bit of
Drugs.
to help her sleep again. And then one of us, and I'm going to probably gesture at D'Angelo will probably attempt to join her in her dreams and find out what's going on there.
It should be me.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, tabletop or whatever your name is. I've been a little
Hubert.
rude. Hubert, strong, solid name. It's just that given my history, I have the most experience dealing with dreams or whatnot. I think we should all try to help, quite frankly. But sorry for being mean to you earlier.
And I apologize for breaking into your library, sir, and for I was going to apologize, no, for running away from you when we met in the street the other day, Mr. Maximillian. If I'd known that you were a member of this esteemed society, I would.
It's fine. I wasn't sure whether you were somebody that might be problematic or that. I'm drunk right now. Just don't. It's. Let's just say there's been bad sleep this night.
Well,
Before you leave, your sister mentioned a timetable, perhaps a date for this wedding.
oh yes, the end of the month. She said that she would be marrying her prince at the end of the month.
That's only 4 days away.
Yes.
Has she mentioned a plateau of Ling by any chance?
A what?
A plateau of Ling?
No, not
Okay.
that I recall.
Just wondering.
Well, I will do what I can if you can convince her to come.
I will.
With any luck, she will clearly be caught up in a dream or fancy, and it'll be over soon.
Thank you. And as he departs to fetch his sister to the society, I think that is where we're going to have to go for the break. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes' time. And we are back. So, after Hubert Carterhow has left, is there anything anyone wishes to do in preparation of him returning with his sister?
So
Mr.
yeah.
Johnson,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, D'Angelo.
Mr. Johnson, do you have any marks on you that weren't there before?
Any what?
Marks, symbols.
Not that I'm
of the sort.
aware, but I didn't look. Oh, let me just check. And Max is just gonna start on account of being drunk. Start and try to undress right where he is.
And Elsie is going to leave the room at that moment to maybe see if there's anything that could be considered a medium's costume. Maybe Lady Irene's left.
Yes, I'm going to say tucked away in the various attics and wardrobes and cupboards of this house are some old clothes belonging to Lady Irene, the medium who once lived here. So there'd be probably some slightly out of fashion now dresses and like a fancy black lace veil.
Definitely will get the veil. I might have a black dress that I wore from mourning. I'll wear that.
Yeah, I suspect you would own a black mourning dress, like you're a respectable Victorian lady. Yes. So Elsie has her morning get-up. Maximillian, you don't have you don't have any weird marks on you that you didn't have before.
I mean, I'm gonna turn around and show myself off to the others, trying to find anything. I'm not seeing anything. But
Please
maybe on my
dress
back.
off.
Why is your dick out?
And you might have a mark
Dress
somewhere.
yourself.
No. What would the lion do with your dick? Put your dick away.
I'm gonna dress again.
Good lord! And y'all say I'm the weird one.
Wait, we didn't look on the inside.
John?
I did not think that Mr. Johnson would go to quite such an extreme extent.
I mean, it's just a dick. Don't make it weird. Just put your dick away. You're fine. God, I'm the only mature one here. Speaking of which, I have to go get dressed for this seance. John?
Yes.
While I'm gone, don't do anything crazy.
I will restrain myself.
Or I'll do it for you. Good. And I go upstairs. I find my finest magician's wardrobe. I put on my 3 finest capes. And I start applying my stage makeup. And I put on the finest jewelry, only half of which I've stolen, on. And I look, let's just be honest, amazing doesn't even begin to describe it.
So we have Ignatius in his stage magician getup, Elsie as the black veiled medium. Is anyone else dressing for the occasion? And Maximillian, who is hopefully putting his clothes back on?
Yep, everything fine. We're not trying to look inside.
D'Angelo would like to use a combination of occult and psychology to kind of make the room look appropriate. Not really to make it work like magically, but to convince people that it works. You know, like you're playing on what people think
I mean,
this would be like.
I'm going to say you can give me an occult roll here for, trappings of what you know would be expected at the seance and occasions. You spent enough time moving through those crowds.
I'm gonna spend the 4 points of luck just because.
Yeah,
of
you spent
this.
enough time moving through the crowds to know what you'd
No.
expect.
Actually, I will not. I will let this fail because I want the chance of getting to 99 occult in this game. So I will allow it.
Take that failure. So yeah, usually you're more focused, I'd say, on the people and what's really going on, trying to understand it, than looking at what kind of starred curtains and crystal balls they put up. But I would say that already sort of the society, the library has, there's a glass case with various bits of collected items, minus anything that you found to be actually dangerous or inhabited by eldritch entities. There's enough to give, like, an atmosphere, but whether it comes off as professional or not, you don't know.
When I go downstairs, when I look at the setup, would I be impressed or think that it looks right?
You can give me an occult roll. Let's see. Really, I guess this should be like occult / if you have like a. Oh yeah, occult works. You really need to play with the lighting a bit more. If you're gonna really give a good occult atmosphere, like dim the gas lights and get out the candles.
Okay, this was a good start. You
do have a thought that the human skin would add a very different occult atmosphere to it, and going on things you've been to, but whether you want to push it that far is up to you.
That's a little. They got to pay to play for that type of thing here. Play with the lighting a little bit. Let me move the curtains around. This wasn't a horrible job, but I've seen better. Fixing it.
Really, it really could do with some like drippy black wax candles, but.
Oh yes, one moment, and I just run upstairs. I'm like, I've been waiting to use these. Ever since that funeral went wrong, I haven't had a chance to break these out. Just like this, and like this. Stay away from the flames, John. You know what you did. All right. This is good. We got this set up.
While they're doing that, after I've dressed, I'm going to have Agnes prepare some strong tea, and I am going to find some
My powders, my
laudanum.
laudanum.
Yeah, the laudanum. And I'm going to have that ready to pour in.
For the strong tea, do you want 1 teapot or 2 teapots?
2 teapots. If they look different in appearance, that would be perfect. One we can spike with a half a teaspoon of the laudanum, and then the other one not.
Yes. I'll bring 2 pots of tea up when our guests arrive. If you want any, I saw the gentleman setting up some sort of ritual in the library. If you're after any, I know some good chants.
Oh, yes. As long as they're not
Effective.
extremely effective. Basically, what we're trying, I'm going to lay out the plan for Agnes. This is what we are planning to do. Apparently,
You do a chant to honor the gods of the forest, but maybe not this occasion.
no, not this occasion. Perhaps another one. But yes, we're trying to dream travel, and that's what the spiked pot is for.
Yeah, I've never known anything about this dream stuff.
Well, but the others have. I am pretending to be a medium.
I'll get your tea.
Thank you.
And you look an excellent medium, miss.
Thank you.
And as all these preparations are completed, there's a knock at the door.
I'll get it.
Oh, thank you, James.
Be nice.
Of course. I open the door. I have my wardrobe on, my makeup, all that. I look rather dashing. Hello, welcome to the London Esoteric Society.
Standing on the step is Hubert Carterhouse, as you saw him earlier, and next to him a young woman with curly brown wind-blown hair that seems to have escaped its pins, and no hat.
Greetings. This way.
I said this was the real deal.
Can I try to hear what they said?
Yeah, give me a listen check.
Oh God.
Rhubarb?
Could hear them over the sound of my capes. Yes.
As you
And-
step in, I'm going to ask for essentially whoever's taking the lead on this flimflammery, this guys, to give me a fast talk here with a bonus die from all the trappings and the settings as you enter into the library. So this would either be, I guess, Elsie or Ignatius as we step in to the
I'm gonna spend.
library, the seance room. You do have a bonus die, as I said, from all the set dressing you've done, the dim lighting.
Wow, the same roll twice. I'm gonna spend the luck.
I was going to say, you want me to try?
Oh, sorry, I just hit the dice like a fool.
Although I will be kind of honest a little of what we're doing. So I don't know if you want me to do fast talk or if you want it to be something else.
Well, I'm going to say the fast talk. So it's first whether they buy Ignatius's thing. It's up to you whether you want to spend the luck or whether you essentially you spend the luck. This is coming across as really convincing. Without it,
I don't want to try to take away a die roll from another player, so I'm not going to spend the luck. And I apologize for just going off cocktail roll.
Oh no, it's okay. The other option is charm.
Yeah, charm works. Like, I didn't seem entirely convinced by Ignatius, but
That is a critical 1.
yeah, roll me 1d10 and increase your charm. It's you. I didn't realize you were medium. We met the other day. You caught my hat. This must be fate.
That 1d10 is a 9.
Yeah, you increased your charm by 9 points. Nice. Yeah, she is eating out of the palm of your hand. She seems just... She recognized you from the other day, but she seems to completely believe. Like, you could help me. My brother said you could help me find the man of my dreams. Truly the man of my dreams.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we do have to do first, and I will guide her to the table, is we first have to go into your dreams.
You can do
And
that, yes.
if we can find him there and speak with him. And if we can speak with him in your dreams, then maybe we can find them in real life.
Yes. Yes, that's what I want.
Would you, while I'm talking to her about all of this, I offer her the tea with the laudanum in it, and some biscuits, and some small snack.
As she nibbles on a biscuit, you see, her eyes dart away from you for a moment. To John. You were in my dream.
I was there, yes.
You truly can step into other people's dreams. Are you some form of sorcerer? Are you a medium? Or
No, I'm a book wrangler. I'm a librarian. But I am caught up in these things.
do you work for Miss Smith, the medium?
Yes, I do.
She seems like a proper medium. Like my aunt once went to another that did card readings, and I think she was making it all up. She said my aunt would live a long and blessed life, and then she was hit by a carriage a week later.
While they're conversing, I'm closing the curtains in the room. And if the candles weren't already lit, I'm going to start lighting them.
Okay, the atmosphere, the curtains are closed, the candles are lit. And Janet starts to slump slightly in her chair.
All right, let's
The
all
drugs take hold.
eat. If everyone has had their cup of tea, and I will pour myself a small portion of the spiked tea. And I am going to offer one of the 2 pots to others.
I'll take
No,
the
it's
spike.
your
I'll take
choice.
some
Drugs or no drugs?
drugs.
Remain in reality or take...
Drugs.
Which
Max
one
will
do you
accidentally
choose?
take the drug one.
Okay, everybody then?
I'll take it. Right, why not? You don't
What about
understand.
the brother? Hubert.
Hubert's looking around like, wait, did you drug her?
What
We
type of
all
stupid
are.
question?
It will help us get into the dream world a little bit faster.
Oh, right. Do I need to drink it?
You do not if you do not wish. If you'd
What
like to
happens if I drink it?
you will probably fall asleep and may possibly join us in the dream.
I suppose it would be cowardly to remain here when all of you are going after Janet, so...
Well, and we have Agnes here, and I point to Agnes, who's standing in the corner to make sure everyone is safe.
Yes.
All right, and I will
do...
a little serving of the tea for everyone, and hold hands. I guess.
I
So
pull out my own
is
laudanum.
anyone not taking the drugs?
Max will not have passed the whole thing and therefore taking the drugs, not remembering that they're gonna put him to sleep.
Good, all drugs.
I think
Okay,
that's all of us.
So,
Mhm.
as you all lapse into sleep, as the strong dose of laudanum in the teapot takes hold and carries you to the realm of dreams. Well, it's going to have to
She
be quite
double
strong.
dosed it. She double dosed
She
it.
wanted to make sure it did a good job.
Okay.
And I'm going to say you're trying to actively enter the realm of dreams. You're trying to enter there consciously and be in control of the dreams. Would you all give me a power roll here? Let's see who comes into this dream conscious and who is dreaming.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a fail for me.
So, as you slapse into sleep, D'Angelo, John, Ignatius, and Maximillian, each of you slip into ordinary dreams. But in each of those dreams, you find a door. And behind that door, you find a stair that leads you down and down and down. And beyond the stair, a hall with pillars of flame and shadowy figures waiting. And a door that leads onwards into the forest beyond. And throughout all this, you are within the dream, but you are awake within the dream. You are in control of yourself. You step out into a now worryingly familiar alien forest with the strange bright flowers, the lush green leaves, the growths among the trees. And as you step out into the forest, you notice the light is a little dimmer than before, the shadows a little darker. And ahead of you, you can see a glade in the forest. And in this glade, a ring of candles flickering in the shadows of the trees. And there, you can see a figure clad in long black silk and a veil that flutters in an unseen breeze. And on either side of her, two brown-haired figures all seem slumped in their chairs, seemingly asleep. The figure does not seem to be looking at you. You can hear those whispered murmurings coming from her. She's caught in a dream of her own, some other place, some other where.
Keeper, could you, who all is awake in the dream?
John, D'Angelo, Ignatius, and Maximilian are awake.
Okay. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I'm.
And you can see Janet, and you can see Hubert, and you can see the veiled figure back between them, whispering and muttering strange words, strange invocations under her breath.
Try not to hurt anything now that you're here. As you have to.
I agree. Violence for the sake of violence is a poor way to live. Angelo, I have an idea, but I want to clear it with everyone. I think we should try to wake all of them up at the same time.
I think that would be for the best.
I have an idea how to. I'm very good at being loud. I think I should summon a huge pair of cymbals and smash them together.
I would remind you that we are not the only people here. Perhaps we should try not to draw attention to ourselves.
Okay. Well, when I woke all of you up, originally it was like I would like shake you or whatever, and it seemed like there was a moment where that may or may not happen. We could do that if that's quieter. Is there an order that we should go in, or you see what I'm getting at?
Let's attempt to wake Miss Smith first, and the brother, and then the sister. So we don't know if the sister will attempt to alter things when she wakes up.
True. Okay. Proceed, Mr. Williams.
Am I able to cross this candle of circles? I will like kind of put a finger first, just in case.
Elsie,
Yes.
in your dream, you kind of merged from the waking world to the sleeping world, but you're still carrying out this seance, the dream of a seance. A dream in which it's up to you whether this is a friendly and welcoming dream or something darker and more sinister.
I think it should be ever so slightly darker and sinister.
Okay. As D'Angelo, as you reach your hands forward, the shadows seem to draw closer around. The flames and the candles lick up towards you. The circle does not seem to wish you to pass. It's warding you out, guarding you away. Elsie, if you have not already, would you add an extra skill to your sheet that is dreaming and set its current value to your power?
Okay. That's
Your skill for controlling the dream, so you set it to your current power.
There we go.
You can improve and increase your skill in dreaming,
Okay.
should you roll successes.
Thank you.
D'Angelo, the circle, you don't know what will happen if you step inside it or lift your hand over it, but it doesn't seem friendly.
Does not want to let me pass. Neither of you attempt to cross.
I'm willing.
Let's reach a hand out first. There's no need to be reckless.
So, if you're attempting to cross the circle, I'm going to ask for a contested dreaming roll against the owner of this little dream world, this little pocket. This is Elsie in this case. This is Elsie's dream.
Before I reach my hand out, I say, "You've learned to trust me. I won't betray that trust."
That's an extreme success on my end.
Okay. Elsie, in your dream, you feel a presence trying to sort of push its way into your dream, and you hear Ignatius's voice. It's up to you whether Elsie would allow Ignatius, like in her dream state, would allow Ignatius into her dream, or would she instinctively push him away?
I'll weaken it a little.
The flames die down a little, and the circle allows you to pass.
As I push my way through, I simply say, "Thank you for believing in me."
And then we'll say, oh, that was easy.
So, are you wishing to wake Elsie?
Is Mr. Graves trying to come into the circle as well?
Yes.
Did he say anything before he walked up?
That's a good question. Did you say anything to Elsie? Or did you?
No, I didn't.
You feel another presence pushing towards your dream, Elsie. An unknown presence.
Unknown.
announced itself.
Do
It's not-
you need me to roll again?
No, I can't count the same. Actually, yeah, I'll give me another roll. Let's make this fair.
Oh, that's a fail.
Oh, that is a fail. John steps through the circle. He pushes his way through the circle. You do not have a chance to resist. Yeah, you are both within the circle of the dream.
Okay, well, how should we try to wake her up?
Respectfully and carefully. Won't lie to you, I'm scared that she might beat me up again, but I'm going to approach, and it's a very gentle, light shaking.
Hey,
Wake up.
Elsie, as you're being essentially woken within the dream, can you give me one more dreaming roll, please? This is your chance to try and wrest control of yourself within the dream.
This is a success.
And you awake. You are still dreaming, you are still technically asleep, but you are now conscious within the dream. You are in control of what you decide for your surroundings. The candles begin to fade away, unless you wish them to remain.
I'd like to have the candles remain. I'll create kind of like a room, kind of like the library we were in before, but I'll have the door stand open.
Okay, I'm gonna have another dreaming roll here for room creation.
Okay,
Yeah.
critical. A 1.
Wow.
A 1?
Yes.
I mean, dreaming is a skill that can be increased, and thus, give me a 1d10. This is your second critical skill.
That's a 10.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
An impeccable replica of the room you wish to create is born within the dreaming. This is very solid, it feels very real. The door stands open, it's just as you wished it and just as you dreamed it. And it has... The rest of you see as this building forms up, rises up from the forest floor. And you see it almost has more of a permanence to it than D'Angelo's library. This looks solid, like an object that truly has always existed here and will always exist here.
Able to enter through the door?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very impressive, Miss Smith.
And just to clarify, was the room in the society you were holding the seance the library? And if so, have we just created yet another dream library?
Yes.
Yes.
Tradition.
Are the two guests in the library with us?
Yes, they are. They are still asleep.
Thank you for waking me. We need to wake them.
Thank you for trusting me. You seem to let me through.
I heard your voice.
I just wanted to let you know it was me.
I appreciate that. Who are we waking next? Or are we waking them at the same time?
D'Angelo's thought process was that we should wake you, then the brother, and then the sister, because she might be prone or inclined to try to change things due to her proclivities. Not that any of this is her fault.
Mm-hmm.
Thus far, I have been the one mostly waking people. Would you like me to continue doing that? Would you like to try? Anyone? Okay, I'll proceed. Keeper, I am going to approach tabletop, and I'm going to say, tabletop, Mr. Hubert, it's Ignatius. Calm down. It's okay. Take a moment.
Is it over?
No, it's just begun.
Oh.
Take a moment.
We're still...
You're awake in a dream. It's
But
disorienting.
it looks just like
I know.
it's not moved.
Elsie did that, for she is actually a dream goddess, and you should be incredibly respectful to her, or she'll have her munchkins eat you. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke.
It helps
It's
the
a-
transition.
It's a lion, actually. No, I'm kidding. It's a
There's
dragon.
lions
I'm just
and
messing.
what's a munchkin?
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Now, before we proceed, the last person we have to wake is your sister. We left her last because we are scared that when we wake her, she might try to change things like in a dream. For instance, like, not that you should do this, but like it is possible. And Keeper, I try to summon a squirrel into my hand.
Okay, give me a dreaming roll, please.
Can I push the roll?
Yes, you can push the roll. If you fail a push roll, there will be negative consequences in terms of what you summoned. Unfortunately for me, you do not summon a monstrous murder squirrel.
See, this
You
This
summon
is cheeky.
it's a simple success for a living creature. You are holding what appears to be like a stuffed, like, taxidermy squirrel in your hand.
Yep. It doesn't always come out the way that you want, but you know, I'm no Elsie. But anyway, that's how this works. But don't do that. Don't do that. I just want to let you know that I just wanted you to know that it was quite real.
So you can just create things here?
Yes.
But I shouldn't do that.
If you should, I'll tell
Everything
you.
extracts a price. It's not for free, so do not accrue a debt you do not or cannot pay.
Not accrue that, okay. Right. So we wake her?
Yes, I will try to. Before I wake her, I say, "It's me. You've met me. I'm Ignatius. We're here in the dream with you. Everything is okay. Please don't do anything when you wake other than greet us." And I gently shake her the way that I've done it every other time, respectfully as well. Welcome.
Where's the forest?
Oh, Elsie made a replica of the room because she thought it was funny. Hey, do you like squirrels?
You killed a squirrel?
No, I summoned it. See, and I'm gonna try to summon an actual squirrel again.
Give me another roll.
Boom.
A live squirrel leaps from your hand.
Ha ha! A squirrel. See, drink. There you go, little buddy.
So Ignatius, you're not to draw attention to ourselves.
It's
Remember?
Ignatius. Ignatius is my stage name. Ignatius is the real me.
Of course.
Just gonna step behind Ignatius.
Max, oh, come on now. Don't hit me.
Nah, I wouldn't.
That's not true. Anyway, so we're doing great.
Hubert said
We
you
are
could help
doing
me find my beloved in this place, right? That you
Yes.
could help me really, truly find him.
Yes. Did it give you a name?
Tom.
Tom, not Thomas, not Tommy. Tom.
Just Tom.
Just Tom. Does he say that he lives in the area? I mean, not just here, but like, you know.
He said he lived in the forest, that this was his forest. And
Okay.
he came to me when I picked the flowers here.
Okay. One moment. Esoteric Society huddle, and then I kind of like drag us over to the side and try to get everyone to huddle up.
You see, as you're huddling up, like, Janet's sort of peering around at the room, and Hubert, like, he's just kind of poking various bits of the room. Like, it feels so real. Like, and then you see him looking out the door into the forest with like,
Nope.
acts of amusement. But yeah, this is
Just have a
this is
seat.
in the background. Well,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So and I'm whispering this. All right, what's the next move? Because I have an idea, but I know you won't like it.
Trying to go into the forest and track Tom.
Okay, so
Try to find out what it is, who it is.
Gotcha. I had another way of going about this.
What did you want to do?
I was going to summon a magical door that we could pull whoever we wanted out of. It would be Thomas.
Doors are passageways, Mr. Ignatius.
A window
Once
then?
you open,
a closet?
Once you open one, there's no guarantee that you will be able to prevent whatever comes through from fully coming through.
This is true. But, I mean, it's either shit or get off the pot, as my grandmother always said.
Well, I mean, why don't we have her describe who it is she's looking for again?
Okay.
And then we can go out. It's likely that he will appear shortly after we come out.
Okay. I will keep my word and not just do what I want to do.
Just once.
What do you mean just once? I always keep my word. Because I usually just not tell you what I'm going to do, and then I do it, so I didn't lie. Come on. It's 101. Con Man 101. Okay. Huddle break. Ha! And then I go, D'Angelo, would you explain the processes?
We would like for you to describe your beloved and to think about him in this place. I believe that once we leave here, he will make an attempt to locate you. And if things go well, we should be able to communicate and ensure positive opportunities. But do not agree to anything. This is a world where things are not always what they appear to be. Do not be the first to hurt something as well. It's very important that you do not irritate other beings here.
Okay, so he is the most beautiful man you've ever seen. He has grey eyes, like winter skies, and hair that's tawny gold, just a little bit of curl at the end. And he's broad-shouldered and this much taller than me. And I mean, what more can I put into words? I'm not a poet. I cannot do justice to how beautiful he is and how just when he talks, just imagine the smoothest, most melodious voice you've ever heard, and and his forearms. He's got incredible forearms.
Okay, all right, we got it. Stop it. No, because once you start talking about the forearms, it's only gonna. Yeah, I know about forearms.
You see, Janet, that I'm not sure that's necessary.
Yeah, your brother doesn't want to hear. Yeah, he doesn't want to hear about this. This is going to be in his nightmares. The thought of this guy with the gray eyes, with his forearms. Yeah. From forearms to foreplay. You don't want that. Anyway, so let's go find him, right?
Does her description remind me of anyone from myth?
I mean, give me. Is this really a cult? Yeah, I guess this counts as a cult. I guess. I think if this. Give me an occult roll in lieu of a Maiden's Fantasies roll.
I don't know what skill that would be. Is that under history?
I mean, it sounds somewhat like many descriptions given in, like, cheap, I don't know what they would call them at this time. I don't know what, essentially cheap novels for the corrupt young lady's minds. But also, there's something about this whole scenario that's weirdly echoes of folk tales and ballads come to you. She's wandered into a forest, picked a flower, and been met by a strange and beautiful young man who came from her dreams. This is like something straight out of a literal fairy story. The kind of ballad or tale a young girl might read. I'd say this, of all the stories you've read, this reminds you of certain Scottish ballads about people being carried away by wild fae, and usually, in many of them, it ends badly. But not all of them.
Right, stay close together. And if you find yourself separate in the forest, attempt to return to this place. It seems to be at least somewhat permanent. You may
How
offer
about
a reprieve?
tie rope? That we tie ourselves to one another so we can't get lost.
How much rope do you want to tie?
I don't know. That's kind of, you're the adventurer. Wow.
That's why I'm saying it's gonna take a lot of rope to get anywhere manageable that we can't see from here.
All right, 100 feet of rope coming up. Boom!
That's
Okay. Dreaming roll. This is. I feel now with as ropes fall from your hands, this is becoming eerily more and more of a D&D game. We've got 100 feet of rope going into a forest.
Aha! There you go.
All right. Can you do this like this Ariadne rope wine? So it just keeps going, like forever. Is that possible?
I don't want to. I don't want to push my luck. I got 100 feet of rope. We can cut the rope. Manipulate the rope.
I'm just gonna go outside and start trying to go into the forest.
What do we need?
I'm trying to find somebody.
The rope. I summoned this rope so we could tie ourselves to one another. That way we would not get separated.
Oh, so just us, not like... Yeah, all right. I was misunderstanding you. Fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I don't know how to tie rope.
Who and what are we tying rope to?
I'm gonna tie myself in the front and then the ones after. They just get like half knots.
Okay, so you're tying yourselves together. Are you also tying Hubert and Janet to your rope?
Everybody that could get lost, so yes.
Absolutely. Now, the only downside to this is if we get attacked by a gigantic monster, we can't really split up. Then again, I could always throw another comment at it. Oh, I've thought about
There
one.
are monsters here?
No, I'm
yes,
just...
the forest is a dangerous place. You must be careful. If you make too much noise, it attracts monsters. That's what Tom told me.
I will grab the letter opener that is on my desk.
Yeah.
It's really sharp.
People.
I'm going to try to grab my gun again.
Okay, give me a dreaming roll for resummoning your gun.
The gun. It works.
Your beautiful gun is back in your hand, the gun of your dreams.
Yes.
So you loop together with this long length of rope, armed with guns and letter openers. You set out into the forest. And what I'm going to ask here is, can I have a group luck roll, please? So whoever's got the lowest luck of this group, give me a roll, please.
36?
Yeah, not me.
52.
Any lower than 36?
33. I'm at
Okay.
33.
33, 33, going at 33. Anyone give me 33? D'Angelo, give me a luck roll, please. Okay, good to know. As you set out into the forest. So who's at the front of this forest line again?
I think
Front is new.
Johnson said he was first.
Max. And who is at the back? Ignatius. Okay. Always important to know who's going to be picked up. As you make your way through the forest. See, Hugh, I told you it was beautiful. Look at the flowers. Look at this place. It's beautiful. It's weird. It's like something out of the stories Father used to tell us. Yeah.
Well, dream world, things that anyone could dream up can end up here.
So if I dream that I'm magnificently rich,
I've done it. It takes a lot of skill to make that happen. Just don't. I'll tell you what. I'll let you know if you need to start dream conjuring stuff. Okay.
Oh, you'd be foolish to count on Hugh for dreaming. He's got a terrible imagination.
Well, you don't want to downplay him, and people can always rise to the occasion.
No,
What is-
really. We used to try and play games when we were children. I would say, I am a princess, blah, 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 and who are you? And he'd be, oh, I'm Hugh. Or John.
John is a weak name. That's a good point. Jonathan's a much better name. Reeves, I don't want to hear it.
We'll have words later.
We'll have words now. Weak named man.
As all this is going on, anyone not currently engaged in the conversation, give me a listen roll, please.
That's a fail.
Okay, so as all the others are, this chatting going on in the back of the line, Maximillian, you hear the sound of something rustling through the undergrowth.
This time, I'm gonna
Something
look.
big. Something very big.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to get us to move faster. Mainly by pulling,
Just pull the line.
and I'll keep an eye in the direction. And I'll keep the gun like vaguely in the direction. Is it behind us, front of us?
It seems to be coming so slightly behind it at an angle, and it's getting there closer fast.
All right, no, I'm gonna go towards it. I'm gonna turn
Okay.
over.
The line turns, and as you turn towards it, a huge creature bursts from the forest. It is a thing that was never meant to be. You see
Oh, my God.
4 twisted, broken, malformed arms, a head that splits open far too far in a toothed jaw that is somewhat horrifically reminiscent of a duck. And anyone who has not set eyes on this creature before needs to roll me a sanity roll. So I believe that's D'Angelo and Elsie have never seen the monstrous creation that is
Oh, that's
the
a
dog.
fun.
Why can't I have any of the luck today?
Angelo, if you had good dice, you know how dangerous you'd be.
That would be hurting.
And
This balance.
yeah, I believe as you stare upon this thing as it bursts free from the forest, I believe this was a 1d10 sanity roll for both of you, please.
Why is it so hard?
That's a 5.
You lose 5 points of sanity as you behold this creature that was terrible before John did whatever he did to it. And now it's worse still. And
Do I lose what I rolled or what else he rolled?
What you rolled, yes.
Okay.
And as it comes plunging out of the forest towards you,
I'm hacking at my ropes. Or at least at one of them, the front.
yeah,
Yeah.
Elsie starts hacking her ropes, but Maximillian, you are the fastest off the mark here. What would you like to do?
Max does what Max does, which is shooting it. That worked well last time, right?
Okay, yeah.
Does not really work well right now.
No. Your hands slip a little as this thing comes plunging out of the forest. You're a little startled. It doesn't look quite like it did the last time you saw it. Like, why is it weirder? But yeah, you miss. You do not hit. Elsie, I believe you're the next off the mark, the next fastest.
Yeah, I'm hacking at the rope in front of me so that I can run away.
Okay, I'm gonna say, give me.
Where am I placed?
It's up to you. We know that Ignatius is at the back and Max was at the front. It's up to you how far through the line you'd be. And
Can I be in the middle-ish? With Janet behind me.
yes, okay. I'll see with Janet behind. So yeah, soaring it with your letter opener. And
Yeah.
I think this is going to be, I think, just strength for how fast can you. Strength or dex, I'm going to say.
Success.
Yes, you break through the rope with your soaring it through with a letter opener, which is actually quite good for this purpose. It's got a little bit of a little serration, and it's also not the best rope.
After I've cut through the rope, I'm actually going to start running in the opposite direction.
Okay, so you turn to run away from this creature as 5 points of sanity. I do need an intelligence roll from you, please, here. So that was a 5 points of sanity loss.
That's a hard success.
Which in this case is good, because this is opposite day. This is only a dream. This monster isn't real.
I still want
You're
to
still terrified of it. It's still horrific, but you can rationalize this monster away because this is a dream. This is not a real monster. I believe that D'Angelo is next as Elsie runs, as Maximillian misses with his gun.
Well, D'Angelo's hold on sanity is slipping, so he is going to try and summon a very large book that is going to attempt to pull this creature inside of its pages.
Okay, it's going to be to pull this off. We'll need a very, I'd say this would be an extreme success to pull this off, as desired. So give me a dreaming roll.
I will spend 19 points of luck to make that an extreme success.
Yes, that'll happen. An enormous book swallows this thing up in its pages. Janet and Hugh just stare in wonderment. But you have this moment. This creature is currently trapped within the pages of an enormous book. Ignatius, you're up next. What do you wish to do?
I try to turn myself into that monster, a version of that monster, but except it's 3 times larger.
Okay, this will again be an extreme success to pull off. These are difficult things we're attempting here. But give it a go.
You know what?
That would be 3 points of luck to make that an extreme success.
I'll spend it.
I'd say you are twice the size of this thing as you watch as the ropes around you split and break, as Ignatius's body, his bones crack and break and twist. As I'm going to need, I think, For now, sanity roll from Ignatius as pain arcs through you as your form is being turned into something else. This is
as I do
horrible.
as I'm turning into it, I'm screaming, "Don't worry about me!" But I imagine that towards the end of that sentence, it starts like sounding like a quacking duck.
Yeah, it starts as "Don't worry" and ends in this monstrous groaning cry of agony and like duckness. But you're still yourself within the monstrous beast.
Hey, I'm trying to give Elsie a run for her money in terms of being the dream deity. Yeah, I don't know if I can do something else on my turn, but I lunge forward at the book and my foe, and I'm trying to engage in duckicuffs. Let's
Okay, give me a fighting brawl as you lunge at the creature.
Do my stats change based off of
I'm gonna say just give me a fighting. Just roll me a D100. Actually, I'm gonna use the stat block here I have for the beast. I think whether you can pilot, it's irrelevant. I was gonna say whether your skill at piloting a giant duck increases when you turn into a giant duck is perhaps a questionable point. Like, when turning into a monster, do you instinctively know how to be it? But with a 6, it seems yes. Like, yeah, you swing your weight into this creature, like this trapped currently in D'Angelo's book. I'd like you to roll me 6d6, please. And yes, that was 6d6s. Because there's just a crunch as you slam into this creature. It's lifts to one side, staggering. It's not looking good at this moment. Things are turning out not in its favor once again. But Ignatius, you don't know how long you can hold on to this form, and you don't know what happens if you do hold on to it.
Ignatius cares not. He's trying to take control of his destiny, and from a narrative standpoint, he's always been scared of other people getting involved in the dreams, and so he thinks that if anybody should take massive risks doing this stuff, it should be him.
Okay. John, there is now, well, the term kaiju battle has not been invented yet in this world, but there is one occurring right before your eyes. What do you wish to do?
Is this thing, is the Doug able to see at all outside the book, or is it completely encased in the book?
It's kind of trapped sort of between the pages of this book, pinned in place and being attacked by a larger version of itself.
Well, I'm going to try conjuring a towel that wraps itself around its head, so on the theory that if it can't see us.
Yeah, I'd say this is much simpler than some of the other things attempted. So we'll see how the effectiveness of this towel. Oh, there are more extremes being rolled this week than I think I've ever seen. It's like, yeah, this is a perfect. I'm gonna say everything like a perfect towel wrap. You know, when you get all your hair nicely up, it all stays perfectly in place. Yeah, it's this enormous towel wraps it around this creature. It cannot see. It cannot scream. It can do little, but try and rake its way out. It one hand swings wildly, trying to force its way out the book. The pages of the book crack and groan, and the book's spine cracks as the creature breaks free of the book. But it's still got a towel around its head, and as it turns its head wildly back and forth, flailing its arms to try and make contact, it swings just wildly through the air, missing any of you and also the other duck. Calling it duck just feels like diminishing to its true horror. But yeah, it brings us back around to Maximillian.
Well, I think the guys have dealt with that. That's their business. I'm not good at dealing with the weird dreamy shit. I'm just trying to call Tom.
Okay, how are you doing this?
This is a dream. So I'm just gonna call him.
Okay,
Just call out.
give me a dreaming roll, please.
That did not work.
You call out, no answer comes. Elsie, things have escalated. The monster is broken free of the book, but it has a towel wrapped around its head, and Ignatius has turned into something worse.
I'm still trying to run, but it looks like I have Janet and John.
Yes, you have Janet. John, yeah, you're currently being now dragged away from this. It's up to you whether you want to let Elsie let you run away with you and Janet into the woods, or whether you would be trying to stay where the fight is.
I guess so. Ignatius is free of the rope now, so I'm on the end. Can I undo myself?
Yeah, if you want to try to break yourself free, give me a dex
Yeah.
or a strength to kind of break or wiggle your way through. I was gonna say it's up to you if you're trying to stay back and you're still attached to Elsie. This will be like a contested tug of war strength roll here.
Yeah. Actually, I'll just go with it. I'll go with
Okay.
Elsie and Janet.
In which case, I am going deeper into the woods.
Okay, so Janet, Elsie, and John are going into the woods. The sounds of the battle getting fainter in the background. D'Angelo, over to you.
Well, D'Angelo knows a lot of myths, so he's going to try to turn the ground beneath this thing into like a big hand to kind of grab hold of it.
Okay, give me a dreaming roll here. Come on, I want another extreme. I want to see hands reach up from the earth, mud-twisted hands trying to grapple and hold at this thing's feet. You're not sure how long it will hold it for. It doesn't seem particularly held in place, but hands are clawing out of the ground at its feet, trying to drag it down into the mud and hold it in place. But this thing is large, and it is strong. And it is Ignatius the Beast's turn.
I gotta fight.
Okay, I'm going to say this will be your own... if you experience mastery of this thing, roll me D100. It's a 60 that you're trying to beat. As it's... Okay, I mean... that is a hard success, not quite an extreme success, but... yeah, give me another 66 as your monstrous... arms plow into this thing, and it crumples downwards.
As
Fight
I'm
is over.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm more
yeah.
powerful than a comet. Let's fucking go. As it falls to the ground, I lean down and I unleash the most horrifying quack I possibly could.
And this is a question: as this thing crumples down before your might, are you trying to hold on to the form of the monster you're wearing?
I'm
Or are
convinced
you
that it's
letting it
dead.
go? This thing drops down dead onto
Then
the
I will-
ground, crumpling in scattered pages and paper and clutching mud hands.
Then I'm gonna sit down on my butt and then turn back into me because I don't want to be like, hey, I'm turning back into Ignatius and then fall.
Give me a dreaming roll, please. Can you regain yourself?
I'm okay with either.
Can I help? Can I help?
How it is? Yeah, you are good at you understand people and their ways. Yeah, give me a psychology roll, and that will give him a bonus die if you get a success. Ignatius, your form collapses down. As it collapses down, you feel a weight lifted off your worry that you could have worn that form, you could have been that form, and you could not carry that form into the waking world. Whilst you wore that form, you didn't know if you ever could have woken once more.
Yeah, that would be fine. Oh, I stand up and I go, yep, that was easy. Where'd everyone go?
Yeah, so you, D'Angelo, Maximilian, and Hugh are here in the clearing, in the pathway where you fought the monster.
Where's the girl? The girl's gone.
Meanwhile, in the tangle of the forest, Elsie, John, and Janet had run into the forest. The trees close in dark around you, the undergrowth getting thicker. There's a sweet scent of flowers in the air, and you see amongst the dark trees roses twined growing up the trees. And you hear from ahead of you a voice, a rasping, sort of broken voice. Janet! 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 That's him. It's okay, Tom, my love. I'm coming. I'm over here. Janet, come to me. Please, help me.
We'll go towards the voice.
And as the three of you still roped together, head towards the voice, you see this curtain of thorns parting, and you see a figure staggering and stumbling towards you. And you see the shape of a man, his skin stripped from him down to bare, bleeding muscle, leaving this trail of blood on the leaves as he brushes through and past them. Like, this part of his face still remaining almost looks like a mask that has skin upon the mostly skinless form of this being as it staggers its way towards you. I need a sanity roll from both John and Elsie.
And that is a success.
You're both only going to lose 1 point of sanity now. I'd like also keep track of any sanity you're losing within the dream. See how much of it follows you back into the waking world. Janet lets out a scream.
I will block her view of the man.
No! 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 What happened? No! 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 Back in the other... with the other three, you hear a scream from the forest. A woman's scream, loud and distressed.
I guess if that's not a position to go to, then I don't know what is, so move.
Yep. I'm going to turn to a bird, fly.
Okay, give me another dreaming roll here as you try to turn into a bird.
I'm thinking massive bald eagle.
You are, for now, a bird.
You have to just run like a regular person.
Loser.
Yeah. In the dark of the forest, Janet screams. The bloody figure takes another step towards her. It's okay. I'm here now, Janet. We can be together. No. Who did this to you? What happened? What happened? No, no. And you see, sinks down to her knees and tears. Elsie and John, you are currently still there with the two of them. The others have not got there yet.
I had attempted to block her view of him,
Yeah,
so that
she had already seen him when he approached. So currently you're standing between the two. She's just sobbing, and he's trying to step round you to approach her.
Are you the skinless one?
I
What happened?
see as he stops and sort of looks at you. The hunter took my skin. I was not the skinless one.
What? Were you a lion?
I was a lion. I was an eagle. I soared the skies. I was free. But then he took my skin. He took my skin. But it's okay. I can take another. And he looks
What if
over the two of you.
What if we were able to get you your skin back? Your skin.
My skin? The hunter took it.
But if we found the hunter and got it from him?
Bring me the hunter's skin in its place.
What about your skin?
My skin is gone.
If we can find it and bring it to you.
It no longer lives in this world. You took it. Took it. You hear the sound of a bird above you, the caw of an eagle swooping through the trees, and the sound of two figures running towards you through the undergrowth. And this is about the time the other three, and trailing a little behind, Hugh, arrive on the scene. And I do need sanity rolls from the three of you. Is this monstrous bloody
Can I
vision
not look at
reaching, standing by Elsie, trying to reach for Janet?
Could I not look at it? Can I choose just not to look at it?
Until you've looked at it, you don't know that they're not to look at. For now, 1 point lost from Ignatius. 1d3 from D'Angelo. Maximillian, for you, this will be 1d6. Because you are like, yeah, you realize this is the man, this is the lion, this is the man whose skin you had in your room. And he turns from Janet. And your mind, you find yourself frozen there in place as he turns towards Maximillian, reaches out his bloody arm. You! Give me your skin. Give me your skin.
Keeper, I sent you a message.
You are asleep. You cannot currently control your own body.
Thank you.
Do I recognize this being in its current state?
No. I'd say no. Whether you would recognize him with his skin on, you're not sure. But with his skin off, you do not recognize him. Maximilian is frozen in place as this creature's skinless man takes another step towards him. Is anyone intervening? Is anyone...
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a giant eagle. I'm
You're
going
an
to try to
eagle,
rip.
yes.
I'm going to try to rip his head off. He's trying to kill
Okay.
my friend.
I am going to turn to John and Janet and say, I will be back in a moment, and I'm going to untie myself from them, and then I'm going to run back to the library that
Okay,
I
so you're heading back to the library. So you turn to run. Ignatius, I'm going to need a D100 for eagle attacks from you.
The car. Oh fuck. Can I push it?
You cannot push a combat roll.
Oh, I thought this was a roll to maintain control.
No, this
that's-
is attack. This is a roll to tear his head off as an eagle.
Can I proffer how I think I fucked up ginormously? Given
Yes,
this...
you can.
Okay.
It's not quite a fumble. But it's quite bad.
So I was flying and I see him like he's reaching out, and I'm like, oh, I'm going full speed ahead, and I'm just gonna take his headshot, one shot, one kill, and I come nowhere close. I just fly by and I just take off that way.
Okay.
Just, I just whoosh, and everyone's like, well, damn.
So Alfie's untying herself and laying it back the way you've come. Maximilian's currently frozen with horrific realization. D'Angelo and John, what are you doing?
Having seen what his skin looks like in the real world, can I make an attempt to conjure it back onto him?
You can try, yes. It does not work. You try, you pull, his being seems hard to change. Changing other people's living forms is difficult. You did it before with the duck monster, but you try, like, his natural state, his being is resisting this. He has his own sense of his being, and his being is that he has been skinned. And D'Angelo, what are you doing?
I don't suppose I could use the 36 points of luck to make it extreme.
I'm going to say that I'm not sure this is not going to work, essentially.
Okay. All right.
It will work somewhat, but I'm saying that you can spend the 36 points of luck, but you are not going to miraculously able to prepare his skin. You may be able to partially remedy the situation, but
I'll do it.
if you're sure.
I am sure.
You watch as his skin starts to wrap around, and you see his head turn to John. He looks. You. You give me your skin?
I'm trying to give me your. I'm trying to give you your
My
skin
skin
back.
is gone from this world.
This world.
If
Things
you
can
wish
be
to
whatever.
give me a skin, it must
This-
be
In this world, we
taken.
can make. It can be whatever we wish it to be.
What you make in this world is but a fleeting dream. When you wake, it is gone. When you dream, it is here. I have no wish. If you dream me a skin, you must remain in the dream. Will you remain in the dream and grant me this skin?
Difficult choice to make. We have one other possibility. One of our group went back to see if she can return with your original skin. Perhaps we can put it back.
It is gone from this world.
But it can come back to this one.
Listen to them. They know what they're talking about. They are wise. They are skilled. I've seen what they can do in this world. Please, my love, please listen to them. Very well. Fetch me my own skin back. But until at such a time as it is fetched, you, he points to John, will remain here.
Understood.
And maintain this skin of mine. As you see now, the skin that you've knitted for him is finished forming over his body. And it's now seamless. You see his golden hair start to sprout again. He looks himself, but you know it's you that has made this. And it will only be here as whilst you dream. Just like, you know it not, the duck monster only exists whilst you dream.
Hurry back, Elsa.
Now that D'Angelo has watched this entire thing
You see
happen,
Janet sort of hanging off his arm now. She looked. Yeah. You're okay. You're okay.
do I know who this is? No?
No, you do not.
Who are you?
Tom. I am Tom. Who are you?
You seem to be a distinguished person, a very knowledgeable one. I find it hard to believe that someone like you has not accrued many titles over the ages.
I have no need for titles. I have need only for love and the forest.
Can I psychology check that?
Yes, you can.
Insight check.
Am I back yet, Keeper?
Yes, you're still there as an eagle. You can swoop
All right.
back in.
I'm gonna swoop back in. I'm gonna land in front of John and Maximillian and try to revert form.
Give me a dreaming roll. You can revert back to being Ignatius once more.
What do you want with the girl?
She is to be my bride.
For how long? Will she always be asleep and have to be here? I would like
Oh, I don't
specifics,
mind.
please.
It's wonderful here. See, she is my willing bride.
And what will happen to her body if she
She will need
sleeps?
it no longer when she sleeps this world.
So she will die in our world to live in this world with you, some type of eldritch being that we don't understand.
Yes, that is what she dreamed and that is what she wished. And D'Angelo, under his words, you can think there's this undercurrent of malice and yeah, he does not seem entirely friendly. But also, you can feel almost like, as he speaks, like the trees seem to bend to his words, like he has power in this place.
Look at me. And hear me well. And understand me. For I am serious. I know what hell exists in dreams. You can probably feel the corruption radiating off of me. Where I've been
You have
marked.
touched the dark in dreams, yes.
No, it's touched me. And I didn't ask for it, and I didn't want it.
And yet you stepped into my woods.
I stepped into the woods to save this girl, for she is but a babe in the woods and cannot fathom what it is that you are or what you're capable of. You are a god or some eldritch being of some kind, and yet you want to marry a mortal girl. I might be a drunk, I might be an addict, and I might be half
Go
crazy,
away.
but I'm not stupid.
And you will wake up.
Can I try to contest the roll?
Yes, you can. You can try and contest it. And the way you guys have been rolling tonight, you might win. You do not. You awake.
How much can I spend any luck on it?
You rolled an 87. Do you currently have 71 luck?
I only have 51. Can I push the roll and accept whatever horrible consequence happens?
You need an extreme success to win here. If you do not get an extreme success, there will be negative consequences, so you try and push against this. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a core part of his character.
You awake. And pushed from this dream, you awake. With this feeling of loss within you, banished from the forest.
I am seething with rage. What time is it?
So I believe it was some point in the afternoon. The others are asleep around you. We're just going to check what Elsie was doing, because she had run back to the dream library.
I am going to look in the house for Elsie, and I am screaming like a madman.
Elsie is asleep beside you.
Okay. Oh, I thought that she
I
had...
had intended to run to the library in the forest, which is my safe place,
Yes.
and I was going to attempt to wake myself up into the real world.
So you can wake yourself up at any point should you wish to try and wake. It's a dreaming roll away.
Yes, I do want to wake. So you said dreaming?
Yeah. Give me a dreaming roll. To wake as you choose.
That's a hard success.
You are awake.
And I am going to dash myself from the table to, I'm assuming the skin is still in either John's or Maximilian's rooms?
Yes.
I'm going to go
I'm
with
gonna
her.
go straight to go get it. And I'm going to shout behind me, Agnes, more of the specialty!
As you wish. As you wish. So we're getting towards the end of the time we've got. So Elsie's running around the house. Ignatius, you awake. In fact, Elsie is the only one not there because she's run off to get the skin from upstairs. But before we catch up with sort of finishing things off for today, those three of you that are still in the dream, Maximilian, your instinctive fear has faded a little. The horror with no skin now has skin once more. So if you wish to do something, you can. He's currently standing there. He was in conversation with Ignatius before you watched as he waved his hands like a shadow flicked across the forest.
How much of that conversation did register with me?
Some of it. You can see that he's standing there. Janet's sort of essentially just hanging off his arm. Like, he's just, you're fine. It's okay, man, if you're alive.
I'm gonna shoot Janet. She'll
You're
wake
going
up.
to shoot Janet. Okay, yeah, give me a roll to shoot Janet. You have a bonus die because you're in pretty close proximity to her.
That's a hard success.
A gunshot goes out loudly in the forest. Janet falls to the ground. And as she just disappears from the dream, the formerly skinless man turns on Maximillian. And you can contest this. He's going to try and make a dreaming roll. He's trying to do something to you within the dream.
Mm-hmm.
If you wish to contest this, give me a dreaming roll.
I'll try. That's a 60. That's not
You
gonna
feel-
make it.
There's a crunch of the bones in your neck. And you awake. John and D'Angelo, you are the only two, and a very distressed looking Hubert, you are the only three in the dream still.
When the woman dies, does he react differently?
Yeah, you see, like, you sort of pure anger and rage flick across his face at the moment he reached out for Maximilian. Like, he didn't like Maximilian before this. But he seems particularly ill-disposed towards him now. So he turns as Maximilian dissipates away towards John and D'Angelo. Says to D'Angelo, "You may leave should you wish. You will stay." He says to John.
Well, see you later, D'Angelo.
I don't know what the role for this would be, but D'Angelo is trying to figure out if he can understand what is actually happening here. Is there like I don't know,
Yeah, I'm gonna say
logic roll
occult or a psychology roll here.
just a cult?
This place seems to... You don't know whose dream this is or who truly holds power here, but this place seems to be operating somewhat off fairy tale, sort of fable-style logic. in its own ways. And also that whatever this being is that Janet has fallen in love with, currently in this place it holds a great degree of power. Whether it's powerful outside of this place, you don't know. But in this place, it holds a lot of power. And it is operating off not entire logic, but like story logic in a way.
I would like
It was
to.
a hunter skinned it. It wants the hunter's skin. It's like the balance of a story, the balance of payback. You saw anger over, like, yeah. It does seem in some way though to care about the girl.
I was confused. As someone who writes stories, is there any way that he can like interfere with the logic that he seems to be using to kind of steer it to safety?
I mean,
I kind of.
you can choose to create what you wish, but one thing I'd say with your sort of knowledge, your judgment, you're quite good at judging people, is what really angered it and what tipped it over with Ignatius was it did not like being challenged and dealt with like without almost due deference. It sees itself as it's a prince. It's a glorious prince. Not. And you get this sense that this is not a person.
I'm very thankful for your kindnesses and mercies so far. Though, would there be a possible way for us to come to a more peaceful accord? Despite my companions' more rude natures, they are all doing what they believe to be good. Surely, there's a part of you that can
I
appreciate.
have for now a skin of my own, which I will need to wed my bride. But should you bring me my own skin back, or a skin of another you've really given, I will release your friend, as I will no longer have need of him here.
What of the girl?
The girl came here of her own will. I do not keep her here. I did not. She sought me. I did not seek her.
Very well. Then we will endeavor to make you whole, and I hope you will continue to be reasonable while we wait.
You wish to wait here too?
I believe it would be rather rude not to see the story of such a distinguished person through to its end.
Very well. We shall wait. What answers they return with. Though, should the hunter return once more, it will be his last time stepping within this wood.
Of course.
So, with John and D'Angelo still within the dream, and also Hubert, who looks just incredibly confused by this whole procedure, he's still staring at the point where his sister was shot and disappeared. And with the others awake in the waking world, that is going to be where we have to leave things for today.